Who doesn't love a good reality show?
Morning, baby.
TV shows usually have some kind of meaning to them, either to educate, inform, or entertain. But what happens when a TV channel tries doing everything in the delusion of grandeur and achieves nothing? From being normal TV to airing borderline crime shows, TLC is a prime example of how just a couple bad decisions can change reality TV forever. This is the story of the Learning Channel.
No, I went. What? No, I didn't. What's the problem?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't go to no lawyer.
To learn about the downfall, we need to go all the way back to when it began in 1972. The US government and NASA started their own TV channel, TLC, and for a long time it was decent television that used to offer science documentaries, nature, and even shows like Learn to Read. Just a normal channel with normal shows, but over time it would turn into something so chaotic no one could have ever imagined.
Because I'm a bigger guy with like folds and flaps, and I have to move around like almost like a pig in a way and wallow.
19 years after the start of TLC, it would get bought out by Discovery for $30 million in 1991, and they slowly started to rebrand TLC. They turned it from an educational to an entertainment channel with shows like home renovation competitions, medical reality programs, and other somewhat decently regular shows, and quickly TLC became a pioneer of reality TV. But by the late 2000s, they started changing their shows just a smidge, with every new show getting a tiny bit weirder each time, with strange addictions, extreme couponers, and pageant kids. Every new show seemed designed to make you gasp, cringe, and made it impossible to look away. It was horrific TV, but done in such a beautiful way, you just had to watch it.
Hair without the regular old hair conditioners. I found a neat way, which is coffee grinds. It made my hair nice and soft.
This was peak television. The channel that once taught viewers about animals was now showing adults getting married to roller coasters and literal children competing in beauty pageants. Then came the greatest show known to mankind.
Oh my God.
90 Day Fiancé exploded into a cultural phenomenon at the point. The premise, an American trying to marry a person from a foreign country within 90 days. As far as I know, this is actually an illegal concept, bringing someone over on the basis of wanting to marry them, but it didn't matter because it was pure entertainment. And 90 Day Fiancé wasn't just a one-off show. They milked that cow dry. Before the 90 days, Happily Ever After, The Other Way, Pillow Talk, The Family Chantel, 90 Day, The Single Life, the list goes on and on. 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After drew a staggering 3.4 million viewers on average, the highest ever for the franchise. Episodes were even outdrawing major broadcast TV shows. TLC suddenly found itself ranked amongst the top 10 cable networks in primetime, leaping from 11th place to 6th in 2020. Thanks mostly to 90 Day Fiancé, of course. But it wasn't just that. There were shows like Dr. Pimple Popper, which was just a show about a doctor popping pimples, and somehow these clips got over 6 billion views online. Maybe I should just start popping pimples, cause the show was averaging 80 to 90 million views per month. Meanwhile, shows like Buried Alive and My 600 Pound Life kept TLC constantly in social media conversations, with practically every single YouTuber reacting to their content at that time, with the channel's primetime viewership in 2020 averaging around 1.14 million nightly. But the very formula that TLC built its success on would cause its downfall. Riding high on 90 Day Fiancé's popularity, the network started bombarding fans with content, with them airing multiple shows back to back without a break. And at first people were happy, but then something changed. viewers started to get tired because of TLC constantly shoving 90 Day down their throats. It began to dilute what made the show special. The anticipation was gone, storylines started to feel recycled, and as one media source claimed in 2023, TLC is drunk on sheer amount of 90 Day content they've filmed. People on Reddit also began voicing that the once addictive saga was now exhausting and predictable. And they were absolutely right. A lot of something is never good. Take for example the subscribe button, which you should definitely click. That didn't make any sense, but you should still do it. But after so many seasons, people started to get hella bored. They started to spot the staged scenes, the fake drama, and the 90 Day franchise, which once felt fresh and authentic, started to feel fake. It was the same set of stories and the same troubled couples reappearing in the spin-offs. By late 2020 and 2023, social media was brimming with disconnect. The franchise has peaked. Longtime viewers complained, ratings for new spin-offs began slipping. The hardcore faithful were still watching, but even they were hate watching at this point. TLC had bet big on one franchise to carry the network, but when 90 Day started to fade, they didn't really have a plan B. There are other shows like Sister Wives or My Big Fat Fabulous Life had their own following, but nothing came close to what 90 Day had become. Then everything changed yet again, not because of what TLC put on TV, but because how viewers started watching TV in the first place. Between 2014 and 2023, US cable networks and satellite providers lost almost 42 million subscribers, dropping from 101 million to under 59 million. And by 2025, streaming wasn't just an alternative. Most people preferred it over cable TV. And Discovery, which owned TLC, started to realize that. In January 2021, they launched their very own streaming service, Discovery Plus, and they wanted to make it a must-have. How did they do that? By taking some of TLC's most rapidly followed content off of free platforms and cable, and putting it behind a paywall. Suddenly, most of TLC's shows were Discovery Plus exclusives, and this would turn out to be the final nail for TLC. Because of this move, TLC's digital presence took a nosedive. Its official YouTube channel, which at one point was drawing over 100 million views a month during the late 2010s, saw its monthly views drop to nearly a quarter of that in the following years, hovering around 25 to 30 million, which is still good but not what it used to be. In other words, TLC's YouTube traffic collapsed. By 2021, the channel's nightly audience had dropped to around 824,000 on average, and by 2024 the number fell to 540,000. In just a few short years, TLC lost over half of its TV audience, due to which even YouTubers like PewDiePie and Ace3 stopped reacting to their content. And now in 2025, TLC has fallen into irrelevance with No Way Out. The Learning Channel, which once revolutionized reality TV, has finally fallen due to being so over the top and not being able to bring the shock value anymore. They kept trying to up themselves so much that at some point they couldn't go any higher. Also, if you haven't watched 90 Day Fiancé, you should definitely go watch it. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. It helps out a lot, and yeah, thank you.